Yes, what's going on, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little stream for you lads and lasses with the evening transfer news. Sorry, not transfer news, no. Evening Manchester United news. Old habits die hard. Evening United news, latest news. We're going to be talking about all the latest goings on with United, reaction to, of course, the Champions League, not just for us, but other teams as well. And just getting in there and dissecting that performance, that result last night against Galatasaray and all the sort of backlash and feedback and reaction and everything that's come out since. So strap yourselves in for a heck of a show tonight, guys. We're going to be going in there raw for about the next hour. Do us a favour at the start of this stream, though. Everyone take a second to smash that like button on it. Give us a big thumbs up. You know it makes sense. That'd be awesome. Do hit the likes. Yeah, PJ, I watched the first episode of the Beckham documentary on Netflix, mate. It was good, man. It was really, really good. I only watched the first episode earlier on. But yes, mate, enjoying it so far. It's a good one. Very good, very good, very good. Very nostalgic and good. Get in there, PJ. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Duke of Rodtown, Nas, Fire Up. What's going on? Matty Bassett, United 90, Switch Extra. Alex Cord, Jonathan, what's happening? Stay Gold, Anthony, Paul, Sanjay, V2 plus 10, Kingslayer, Matthew, OG, Dynamic Melon, Duke of Rodtown, Andy Corkin, Hanson, Fire Up, Henry, Cat Lego, Jess Young, Gordon, Jamie Mackey, Simon, Abel, and everybody else as well. All the mods like Johnny Gallagher, etc. Thank you very much for joining us and getting in here for the show. So yes, do us a favour, hit the likes, guys. You can share the stream around as well. The link is pinned to the top of the live chat. You can give us a repost if you want to do that on Twitter or X or whatever it's called these days. Give it a cheeky little repost. We'll shout you out later on in the show. And you should pop up there if you do give us a little repost as well. So please do that if you can and help spread the word. And of course, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. You will see now that we are on 76,000 subscribers. So big up all the new people who are subscribed to this channel over the last 24 hours or so. Probably most of them Liverpool wankers. Get out of my live chat, son. But we have probably got a lot of Liverpool rat-infested individuals in the live chat. I don't know, but a couple of them hopefully are United fans, and we'll be getting in here and supporting the stream in that regard as a United fan. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. But welcome aboard, everybody who's new. We are now on 76k subs, so thank you everyone who's subscribed. And if you're new to the show, make sure you subscribe and get yourself in there. Right, so guys, Manchester United last night unable to get the job done against Galatasaray. There were various reasons for it. You know, people will obviously be blaming Erik ten Hag. And I guess you can argue that from a larger scale, from a general sort of point of view, perhaps some of his decisions have led to us losing, i.e. signing Andre Onana and getting rid of David De Gea. But ultimately, he can't really plan for goalkeepers like Andre Onana to make such fundamental gash errors, particularly ones that are supposed to be known for their distribution tactics and actually passing the ball out from the back with some sort of a level of aplomb. You know what I mean? Whereas in his performance in that game, he was completely calamitous. And one or two, certainly one of the goals, possibly two of the goals, you know, are a lot down to Andre Onana. Defensively, we weren't there. Defensively, we have a lot of injury problems, though. And injury-wise, it's not helping that we're playing players out of position or second-string players in those areas at all. It also doesn't help that Galatasaray are a good side at the moment and we're undefeated in 20 games beforehand. Turkish champs have a really good set of players right now. That didn't help either in a really good winning sort of run of form that they're in. Man United, on the other hand, can't buy a win at this moment in time. Very much struggling, very much underwhelming performances. Results-wise, team-wise, performance-wise, individual player-wise, we're gash. It has to be said, we're not looking too good at this moment in time. So you can blame Erik ten Hag if you want, but personally, I'm looking at that game going, we probably should have won that game. It's just a few gash-tastic incidents in the game, individual melt fests that have caused us to lose that game yet again. i.e., Amrabat losing the ball, bad pass for one of the goals, Andre Onana melting a couple of the chances, fine margins with offsides, Rasmus Hojlund, etc. He had a wonderful game, but really, we should have won that game, or we should have been able to get something from that game. It's United lacking that ability to keep hold of leads yet again. So we do the hard part, we get the lead, and then something just seems to switch off with the mentality of the players. We've got bottle merchants in the side, and as soon as they've done the hard part, I don't know what it is, they can't see the next few minutes out. The concentration just seems to go. And we allow the opposition back onto us, and we just go to sleep, it seems, after we've scored a goal. Too busy sort of celebrating it, resting on our laurels, maybe. I don't know what it is. But every single time we seem to score, we seem to then just go to sleep, and the opposition can get in there and come back at us. It's very much frustrating.
Super chat.
Abel W, thank you very much for your super chat here, Abel. Big up yourself, bro. He says, Jemba over Onana. Right, okay, well, bit of a strange comparison, but I feel you, a bit of a strange comparison. I mean, let's just address the elephant in the room then, shall we? Let's just address that at the start of the show. I'm just going to get into Ten Hag stuff, but let's just address Andre Onana, right? Yeah, and Cassie got red carded again, and that was... I don't blame Casemiro for that. I suppose in hindsight, this guy should have had a bit more of a cool head and just let them score, and then Man United would have had 11 players on the pitch, and we could have quite easily maybe mounted a better challenge at the end to try and get the win. As it was, Cassie felt like he had to lunge in there. To be fair, he's just trying to stop the goal. It's desperation, isn't it? It's desperation caused by the error from the goalkeeper. That's what Casemiro's had to do. He's felt like he's got to try and stop it. In hindsight, he probably realises that he probably should have just let them have a shot and not done that. But hindsight's a wonderful thing. Casemiro trying to do what he's doing and just defend the chance. As it turned out, he did get a red card. It was a calamitous situation. It was desperation, and it was all caused by Andre Onana. Let's discuss Andre Onana, guys. Are you Andre Onana in or out? Meaning, should he play in the next game or should he be dropped? Let us know your thoughts. Zamiasi says Ten Hag and co should watch Newcastle. Yeah, so should Arsenal, mate, to be fair, lad. So should Arsenal. Yeah, Newcastle smashing up PSG tonight. Was it 4-1 at the end? The last I saw it there. Ridiculous goal from Shah there at the end as well. Doing all sorts of things there, guys. Newcastle United very much confident. Potent performance by them, smashing up a good team, yeah. Mbappe's melting. Mbappe's melters, though, never really impressed with PSG anyway. Bunch of overhyped prima donna egomaniac melts. They're the definition of why it's more important to be a good team than it is to have a good set of players or an individual set of really good, talented, world-class players. You need to have a proper team. You need to have a team ethic, mentality, everything. So they're a fine example of that. Newcastle also a fine example of that. Maybe don't have as many superstars, but they have got that team ethic. They have got a coach who's very, very, very good in regards to getting them to play as a team. So let's have a look at what people think about Onana. Should he be getting selected in the next game or not? Fire Up says out. Alex Core says in, out. Got to be patient, says Rajat. In. Dropped, says Batman. Out. See, a goalkeeper position is a little bit different to the rest of the outfield players, but in my opinion, it should still be a case of you must perform. If you're not performing, then you should be dropped for somebody else to come in. Just because you're the goalie, just because you're the main man, the number one, doesn't mean that you should be devoid of getting dropped. If you're playing shite consistently, you should be getting dropped. That's my humble opinion on it. And he has had long enough now of making poor errors that I would be happy to see him dropped and somebody else come in for a chance. Gives him a reality check, gives him a kick up the arse, maybe gives him a reset, maybe takes some of the pressure off of his shoulders right now. Because every time he steps out on that pitch, he's going to have in the back of the mind, oh no, don't make a fucking calamitous error. And it's going to add extra pressure. It's the Maguire situation all over again. So I say just give him a break. Mark Coughlin says in, dropped, says Richard, rest him, out. Out, says Dynamic, out. Test him, fair enough. Drop for a month. Well, I don't know if he needs to be dropped for a month, but certainly a game or two. Give somebody else a chance and maybe take some of the pressure off him right now. In my opinion, he's just not really looking too comfortable at the minute, and I have to admit that I think Man United would have been a much better team this season if we'd have just not got Andre Onana, kept David De Gea and signed somebody else out on pitch. It's easy to say now, and I think Ten Hag obviously was looking to get somebody who was a transformative signing for Man United to transform the way that we play, and he's done that. He has done that. He's transformed us into being fucking good at the back with the goalkeeper to being bloody calamitous at the back. It is a transformative signing, but for all the wrong pissing reasons, guys. It is a transformative signing. Bloody hell. If we were a transformer like Optimus Bloody Prime or something, we wouldn't be transforming in from a fucking robot into a bloody car. No, we'd be transforming into a bloody puddle of piss or something. Terrible level of transformation going on there, guys. Crikey. awful transformation going on there. But either way, that's what Ten Hag was trying to do. He's trying to get us to transform the way that we play, to play up from the back, to have somebody who's good with his feet, good at the distribution, and to transform the way that we play. He has transformed us. Unfortunately, it's puddle of piss football now at the back for us. Samiashi says, who would Maguire play in Willow, says Samiashi. I don't know, mate. To be honest, a bit of a crazy question there, man. I'm thinking maybe like Val Kilmer, mate. Mad Martigan, Mad Maguire, we would call him. I don't know, mate. Come on, what a stupid question, mate. Sort your bloody life out, Samiashi, dad. Paul says, I had to take a nitro tab after the Willow in goal, Mr. P. All right, fair play to you, lad. Okay, yeah, well, I do come up with some things while we're doing the streams, don't I? I mean, look, honestly, he was shrinking as that game went on. It was like watching that movie Willow, you know, and unfortunately, he wasn't Val Kilmer. He was shrinking in that game, and he ended up being 4 foot tall in that goal, particularly for that last goal where they chipped him at the end. He's just sort of falling down to the ground. He didn't really need to go to ground. I thought it was a little bit gashtastic. I'm just really not impressed with what I'm seeing from Andre Onana. There's a lot of people think we should keep the faith in him, and of course, Ten Hag's going to be one of those men as well, because he spunked £50 million on him, and we've ended up getting somebody worse than we had before. So he's got to sort of stick to his guns on this. He probably will play him and keep selecting him. He probably will. But honestly, I think we're probably a better team without him at the back making calamitous errors, and his shot stopping is clearly gash. It's clearly not as good as what we had before, and I really am worried about having a goalkeeper that just isn't solid at the back. There's certain goalkeepers that are great goalkeepers at other clubs, and they come to United and what's something about the pressure or the Premier League or the culture or whatever it may be, and it doesn't quite happen for them. Fabian Barthez is another perfect example of that. Andre Onana is sort of in that mould of a type of goalkeeper as well. Somebody who's a little bit eccentric, somebody who's a little bit, confident, overconfident maybe with their feet. Shadow Stoic, thank you very much for getting in here with a hashtag 8-month membership. Let's go. Hashtag 8 months. He says, get them likes up. Thank you, Shadow Stoic. Yes, please. Hit the like button if you're just getting in here. We've got nearly 400 legends watching. Smash the like button. It will help the channel out. It's free. Do chuck a like on it. Thank you very much. Get in there, G-Wolf United. Oh, thank you, G-Wolf, for getting in and being a 43-month member of the channel. 43 months, G-Wolf's been a member. Big up yourself, my friend. Thank you so much for supporting the show, mate. Hashtag 43 for this legend. He says, oh, no, out here, in. Hashtag Ten Hag in. Hiya, bro. Hope you and the Bacon Brigade is good. Thank you, G-Wolf. All good, mate. Better for seeing you, my friend. Oh, no, out. He's calling him oh, no. I like that one, my friend. Yeah. Did you get that from me? I think maybe you did, but either way, catch it there, Wolfster. And he says, Alte Bayander in. Okay, so Alte Bayander in, guys. I have to admit, we have bought this guy and we haven't seen him yet. In fact, there was some sort of reports going around before the game, the day before the Galatasaray game, to suggest that Alte Bayander may be put into that game. And in hindsight, he probably should have been. It's a shame, isn't it, what's happened with Andre Onana? But sometimes it just doesn't work out. I mean, I'm not suggesting that it's over for him yet. But from what I've seen, and we have to be honest, from pre-season to now, he looks erratic, to say the least. Erratic. Now, there's obviously going to be a settling-in period for most players. Goalkeepers are very, very tough position to find the right person, and we know that at United. We've gone through so many goalkeepers over the years at United before we found our sort of stalwarts, the likes of Schmeichs, the likes of Edwin, the likes of De Gea. In between and after and everything, we've struggled. So, that is always a problem area. It's very important to have a top-class goalkeeper, and right now, we signed a top-class goalkeeper on paper, somebody that was getting to Champions League finals and had a different style of play, and is getting nominated for, Yashin Awards and all sorts of stuff. But when it actually comes to it, coming to play for Manchester United, he's not been good enough. His shot stopping just isn't there. So I think we've got to be kind of realistic here and say, he needs a chance. Of course, it's early. It's only October 4th today. He needs a chance. I mean, Rushmano here says Onana will be fine. I really hope you're right. I really hope you're right. Perhaps this is just a settling-in period where he's getting a bit of like a baptism of fire going on here, and he's realising that the Premier League and the Champions League for United and the pressure at the club and maybe having some sort of gashtastic bloody mishmash injured defence in front of him it's tough going at the start for him. Perhaps there is something to do with that. But he's still got to perform. That's it. You can't be allowed that much time, really, when you come in at United, particularly if they're a goalkeeper. You've kind of got to perform reasonably quickly and then meet a consistent level after that. Just like De Gea has done for the last 11 years. But sadly, Andre Onana making David De Gea's season last season already look good. And David De Gea was good last season. I think De Gea was good last season, but he still came in for criticism for making a few high-profile errors. But as we've said before, and this is no different for another game, Andre Onana, I think, has made as many errors as David De Gea did in the entirety of last season. He's only been here 2 minutes. So it's not a good look for him at the moment. Zamiasi says, was last night your biggest meltdown? I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that, Zamiasi lad. I personally don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, we've been doing this a long time on the channel, mate. There's been some horrendous games and horrendous results over the years. I personally don't think that was a big meltdown, although I must admit, after the game, I did have a monster stress headache. And I just felt terrible for about an hour afterwards, stressed to the max after watching Manchester United crumble that game of football against Galatasaray. It was very much a proper meltdown, as you say, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing, really, guys. I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was an absolute shambles from every regard, really, because it was in our hands to win that game in a couple of times, and each time we scored, we allowed them straight back in through really bad errors of judgment, and then individual errors, and just goalkeeping errors, and things like that, which can be avoided. Things can be avoided there. You know, I feel for Erik ten Hag, because a lot of this is coming down on his shoulders, of course. But he can't stop these players from being absolute melter losers out there making these fundamental gash errors. Thank you, Jarvis, mate. Great to see you, by the way. He says, good evening, or do as Jarvis has done and hit the like for Pig and the country. Thank you so much there, Jarvis. I appreciate you, my friend. Get in there, you handsome bastard. Much love to you, bro. Much love to you. So, look, he's going to be a bit of a polarising character at the moment, Andre Onana. I say stick with him, give him faith to a degree. I think we should probably drop him just to give him a kick up the arse, give him a reality check. See what the other goalkeeper's like. We've signed another goal. We might as well see what he's like. See if he's any more solid. He might grasp this opportunity with both hands. Just because we spent 50 million on a player doesn't mean we should blindly persevere with that guy if he's causing errors every single week. I mean, that would just be foolish. Sometimes you just got to hold your hands up and say, we've signed somebody who's struggling and we'll try and bring them back into the fray and everything and get them right. But it's asking for trouble to keep selecting him and keep him making errors, to be perfectly honest. Zane with another super chat says, what music video will you do next after Onana, says Zamiasi. What are you talking about, Zamiasi? Music video? So you were talking about when we did the little, the family group, Onana, what's your name? Onana, what's your name? Are you talking about that, Zane, or something else? What are you on about, mate? I mean, in regards to Andre Onana, what song would we do? Don't know, Zamiasi, you put me on the spot there, son. What music video will we do next? I don't know, mate. I mean, all I know is we need to stop melting big time and try and actually, you know, try and actually win some bloody games. And unfortunately, right now he is having a bit of a mare with us. So I don't know, but I'm not even interested in playing these bullshit games from you, Zamiasi, tonight, lad, and thinking about what music video we should do next. I'm not bothered about that, mate. What I am bothered about is just this man getting himself back on track and us maybe giving him a chance to do so away from the spotlight for a game or two. That's all I'm saying. So it might seem a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but this isn't just 1 or 2 or even 3 games where he struggled. He's pretty much struggled more or less since the entire time that he's come in here. And so I do think I'd probably rather see somebody else given a chance. But I can understand people wanting to just stick with him and try and ride out this storm. But I think it's like the Maguire conundrum all over again. It's asking for trouble. Abel, thank you for the super chat, mate. Says Onana's confidence more than his ability, says Abel W. He's clearly a talented goalkeeper, isn't he? He's just making errors. And unfortunately, he needs to just not do that. You can't afford to do that every single week at United. He's a big unit, Kingface. Is he like 6'5", I think, isn't he, Kingface? Or 6'3", 6'4", somewhere around about there. He's at least 6'3". He's a unit lad. He's a big lad. He's a big lad. He should certainly be doing a lot better than what he did in that game because, as I say, he shriveled up like Willow in that performance and it wasn't very good at all. Tommy says, do you always have to read out super chats or is it a choice? I do have to read them out because otherwise I forget about them. So I basically have to read them out as they come in, otherwise I would forget about them. And obviously, if somebody's taken the time to send a couple of quid in or whatever with a message, it would be super rude not to read it, wouldn't it? We do read out everybody's comments on here, such as your one, which does not have a super chat there. But of course, if somebody is going to send a super chat, it would be super rude for me to ignore it, you know what I mean? So yes, basically we do read them all out. He wanted guaranteed first team, that's why some never listen, says Duncan Belifo. Okay, let's get into what Ten Hag said about this situation, though, very quickly. So, Ten Hag says that he will back Onana to the hilt, pretty much. And fair play to him, you know. He's He's got to do that, I suppose, because he signed the guy. He was the guy who allowed David De Gea to go, and he was the guy who brought Onana in. Now, I'm going to ask you a question now, guys, and it's totally rhetorical because there's no way that obviously we get David De Gea back. But who would you rather have playing in goal at the moment? Let's just be honest. De Gea or Onana? Who would you rather have playing in goal for Man United this season so far? Who would it have been? Let's be honest about this. Who would you have rather have had? Now, I'm sure if we'd had De Gea, we still would be lacking in certain areas like the distribution, perhaps. But we wouldn't be conceding so many goals because he was a fantastic goalkeeper in other areas. The shot stopping from the guy was undeniable. So I just think we made the wrong decision by allowing De Gea to go and getting Onana in. Lots of people saying De Gea. A few people saying Onana, though. Onana, De Gea, De Gea, De Gea. Alte says Batman, De Gea. Back Onana, Dave saves, David, Onana. I love David De Gea. He was my favourite player while he was at the football club, to be perfectly honest. Shilton says Raspardo. Right, okay, going back a little bit, but yeah, great shout. There's weaknesses and strengths to these goalkeepers, but overall, the overall picture of a goalkeeper, I think David De Gea is a better goalkeeper, honestly. You don't think it matters? I don't know. I mean, I think if you look at the years that have passed now recently with David De Gea saving our asses time and time again, it just further highlights that the reasons for Man United's failure was not down to David De Gea. A lot of people blaming De Gea. It really wasn't De Gea's fault. De Gea saved us so many times. Like, I think we're just a better team with De Gea in there because he stopped the opposition from scoring. He got Golden Glove last year and we weren't even one of the top sides, really, in terms of defensively. Thugger says, don't forget how bad De Gea was when he joined. Thing is, though, Thugger007, it's very different, though. You're talking about somebody who's like 18, 19 years of age, who was... The only reason why he wasn't very good at the start is because he was lacking that physicality. You know, he was getting bullied on the ball and stuff. He was getting bullied for crosses and all sorts. He needed to adapt to the Premier League and the physicality of playing against men and big, strong centre-forwards. Whereas... give him a couple of years to develop and get used to it, and then he was absolutely class. So it's different. Andre Onana's 27, and he's a physical unit. It's different. It's not the same as, like, De Gea struggling for a year or two when he first came in. Because he was young. He was like a 19-year-old just thrust in there. You know, he was young. So it's not the same. It's not the same. Ulf says, De Gea, I'd rather a goalkeeper that does a goalkeeper's job, not a sweeper pretending to be a goalkeeper. Well said there, Ulster. Yes, I'm with you, to be honest. I think shot stopping is the most important part of a goalie. But, you know, it depends. If Onana can add that to his game and just stop making the errors, then he's the more well-rounded overall keeper. He is better at claiming from crosses. He is much better distribution-wise, apart from yesterday. G-Will says, no, there's no limit. No, oh, goodness me. G-Wolf, we're reaching a little bit on that one, but good attempt there. I like it. Yeah, Tommy says we've conceded more goals than ever before. Give the new kid a chance just because it has a ripple effect on the back four. Yep, fair play. It's been the best player, De Gea, for the last decade. 100% agree with you. 100% agree with you all. Your favourite player of the last decade or so is Juan Mata. Respect to that one as well, bud. Respect. Good shout. Great player for United. Great attitude. So, look, obviously, very, very sad with how it started here for Andre Onana. We're expecting a lot more. Ten Hag going to back this guy, though. Look at what Ten Hag said. He said, I will encourage Onana. I will back him. I will support him. He's a great goalkeeper. He can be one of the best in the world. We have seen already Onana's great capabilities and also his personality. He will bounce back, I'm sure. I mean, he does have a good personality. He is the sort of guy who's prepared to hold his hands up and admit to his mistakes and try and learn from them, I think. And I think he's a determined fellow. I mean, you don't truly know the inner psyche of one of these guys, but he does seem, from the face of it, a very determined fellow. So because of that, I think he probably will come back and be a much better goalie for this. But I still say give him a game to chill out. Take the emphasis away from him not making errors and just give him a game or two away. Because right now, the spotlight is most definitely on him and the pressure is on him to not make any errors. Kelvin Pell, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Says, to me, Onana always looks like he's bubbling his farts through corn oil. You what, mate? You fucking what, pal? Looks like he's bubbling his farts through corn oil. Excuse me? Excuse me, mate? Like, what does that even mean, bud? Fuck does that even mean, lad? Okay, then. I disagree. I disagree, bud. I disagree. Kelvin, thank you for the £5 super chat there, mate. You what? Zane says, who's more overhyped, Rashford or Mbappe, says Amy Assey. Super chat. Well, I mean, that's a tough one. I do think Kylian Mbappe has, he's won World Cups and stuff, hasn't he? So, I don't know, I would say maybe... I don't know, actually. That's a tough one. I mean, Rashford was excellent for us last year. Unfortunately, I think it's kind of clear. Just on Rashford, actually, he's another one underperforming. That pass to Bruno Fernandes, what a calamity there. I mean, previously, he may have just banged that. I kind of think that he's struggling at the moment, and maybe he's lacking that sort of natural decision-making that he had before. It seems like he's got a bit of pressure on him as well. Like, perhaps he is listening to the media. He is... aware of the fact that people are saying that this guy's too greedy. So maybe he should have banged that chance that he had rather than playing Bruno in. But he did play Bruno in. It was a terrible pass. I mean, let's face it. If he pulls that pass off and it's an easy pass to Bruno and Bruno puts it in, we're saying Rashford's had a good game. So it's fine margins, but he just couldn't execute it well. He's just not that great, is he? Not that great when it comes to confidence right now and certainly performances. Listen, I'm going to stick with Marcus Rashford. Marky Rashford is a heck of a player. He was a heck of a player for us last season. He has had great seasons for us at the club as well as a youngster. And he deserves time. He's an academy product, but he's got to start putting in better performances. I mean, he did get an assist in that game. I suppose he was more effective than he has been recently, but just big errors and big moments cost us. I don't know, that's a tough one there, really, Zamiasi. I refuse to answer, lad. I refuse to answer. But thank you very much for getting in here with another bullshit super chat, mate. Nice one. So, Andre Onana, hopefully he will bounce back, as Ten Hag says here. Ten Hag has a little bit of pressure on him because of the Onana situation too. If he is going to stick with Andre Onana and back him, well, then he best hope that Andre Onana doesn't make any more high-profile errors for a while now and performs to a really high standard, because this is his head on the chopping block, essentially, as well. If Andre Onana keeps making calamitous errors, we keep losing games of football, the emphasis is going to be on Ten Hag to make some decisions about it, and he's going to be questioned as to why he didn't make any decisions about Andre Onana before, and he's the guy that got rid of De Gea and brought in Mr. Andre Onana. De Gea went on a free, and we signed Onana for 50 mil. It wasn't even an economically good decision either, if you ask me. Yeah, De Gea was on a lot of money per week, but crikey, so is Onana, and we paid 50 mil for the guy. So it's even an economically bad decision, not just an actual goalkeeping bad decision in terms of on the pitch. Onana looks like an Oompa-Loompa goal, says Kingface. I mean, I wouldn't really go that far, bud. But thank you very much for getting in here with your bullshit super chat as well there, Kingface. No, I mean... He shriveled up and he shrunk, didn't he? And he looked like a smaller player than he actually was, didn't he, in that game? You can't argue that. He just didn't really play like a big man. Played like a small man. John says, Pig Man City winning. Oh, yes, baby. Oh, get out, lad. Get out. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody gives a shit, lad. Man City are a well-oiled cheating machine right now, bud. They will win games of football. They do have a really great coach. They do have a great team, and because they've cheated their way to it. That's the reality. Not here to talk about Man City, mate. Couldn't give a toss about you bastards. At some point, you're all going to get found out. You're going to be punished, and you're going to be back down to the fucking championship or worse, hopefully. So I'm just waiting for that day. Lord PlayStation, that's a great amount of likes, everyone. Thank you for hitting the like button on it. Get in there. Thank you, everyone. Smash the likes. Help us get to 200 likes. Lord PlayStation says we got 193. Great turnout. Thank you for supporting the show. It does help the channel out if you drop a little like on it, and it also boosts us up in the algorithm and helps us compete with clickbait, wankers, and corporation channels. So please be sure to drop a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 76.2k subscribers now. So drop a little thumbs up on it, drop a subscribe, share it around. Links pinned at the top for a repost. John, thank you for the super chat here, mate. He says, even Newcastle better than Man United, says John. John, I mean, right now, Newcastle are looking pretty decent, but they had a bit of a shaky start to the season, I suppose. They do have some tough fixtures. They're a good team. Eddie Howe's a good manager, and the word team is what is important here. They are a good team. It's not about really the sum of the parts. It's about the overall, you know, or it's about the sum of the parts, should I say, not the individual pieces. They are a better team right now, but United are still got it in us. I mean, I know, look, there's a lot of talk about, oh, can Ten Hag do it at a big club? Can he do it for Man United with big egos? And you heard Zlatan Ibrahimovic talking to Piers Morgan the other day, and he's saying, my name is Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and I am lying myself. And I think that Ten Hag is a great coach, but is he big enough coach to manage big egos that there are at Manchester United? He's used to managing youngsters at Ajax. Will he be able to manage the big personalities of the superstars at Manchester United? And all this shite. But we did it. He did it last season, though. You know, he did it last season he had to deal with twats like Ronaldo kicking up a fuss and all sorts. He still managed to get us third and win a trophy and get to the final of the FA Cup, etc. So I don't really buy it. I think if you're good enough, you're good enough. And I think Ten Hag is a good coach. But right now, obviously, he's not having a very good start to the season. But there's other reasons for it. There's off-the-field reasons. It's the Glazers shithouses. It's the injuries we've had. And it's individuals making calamitous errors. Ten Hag can't really plan for Onana doing what he did yesterday, for instance. Zami Yassi says, did you see Hugh Grant is playing an Oompa Loompa? I did see that, actually. Yeah, what's that all about, mate? You know, what the fuck's that all about, mate? Strange, that. But yeah, Hugh Grant playing an Oompa Loompa, mate. I say that's gash casting. But there you go. Thank you very much for that, Zane. The Futinator got a highlighted member comment in here. He's been a member for 3 years. 36 months, man. Thank you, Vuti. You're an absolute star, man. That's flown by, hasn't it? What a legend you are, Vuti. Thank you for supporting this channel for 3 years, my son. Get in there with the 36 for Vuti. Thank you, Vutinator. He says, David De Gea is so good he's playing for Erik ten Hag in leeches out. Well, Vutinator, there's a bunch of reasons for that, though, Vutinator. You know? It's because he's an expensive commodity. He's an expensive player, and I think he's looking for a big payday. He's used to getting 350k a week at United, you know? So it's like, it's hard to go from getting paid 350k a week to getting paid, you know, what another team's prepared to pay him, I suppose, which would be 150 grand a week. I mean, to say that overnight he's not good because he's not playing for anyone who's a free agent, I think that's a little bit redundant, to be fair. He's clearly a great goalkeeper because we saw him win the Golden Glove for us last season, and he was very good throughout the overall season, apart from a few errors. You know, he was excellent. So, you know, that talent's not going to have gone overnight just because he doesn't technically have a contract with anyone right now. Technically, he should have a contract with us. He's still available. We should go and sign him up and just fucking right the wrongs that we've done. As I said yesterday, we should go back in the old DeLorean and jump in the time machine and undo it if we could. If we could, we would, I'm sure, because clearly the decision to get rid of De Gea and to bring in Onana, I think, was a foolish one in the end. It's only easy to say that after it's happened, after the fact, but after the fact, it was a foolish decision. John, thank you for the 199 super chat. He says, Ten Hag needs sacking, bro, says John. I disagree, mate. It's early doors for the manager. I think he can't really plan for these guys melting, as I've said, and making the errors that they've done. He will be just as bitterly disappointed with some of these individuals as we are, I'm sure. And it's about how he responds and bounces back from this now. Fair enough. If he shrivels and doesn't bounce back and we find ourselves really struggling throughout the season, then he's probably ultimately going to get the sack at some point, isn't he? But one good season for us last season. Remember, it was a good season under Ten Hag, and he's got a little bit of credit built up. It's not panic stations just yet. I think we can get together with a few good wins on the bounce. I know the Champions League is not looking good at the moment. We are 2 games in, 0 points, absolutely melting. The Premier League's not looking good either. But if we start to put some wins back-to-back on a little run, it can all change very, very quickly. So that's what I'm hoping for. Now, that has to happen, of course, for Ten Hag to really build that confidence back up from everybody. The fan base, the squad, the owners, the board, everyone. He's going to have to build that confidence back up again. But I don't blame Ten Hag as much as it seems a lot of people blame Ten Hag. I think he's obviously got to take a bit of blame for some of his decisions. I would have, for instance, liked to have seen perhaps Garnacho on the pitch yesterday. And maybe he could have learned a little bit throughout the game a little bit sooner that perhaps things could have been more effective. Like, for instance, when we saw Rashford actually doing any sort of moments of good play, it was when he was on the right side of the pitch, actually. So maybe you could have just brought Garnacho on, played a conventional winger there earlier, and shoved Rashford out to the right, and we'd have been more effective. You know, things like that I don't see him doing in game, and it's a little bit frustrating. But he needs to make earlier substitutions, earlier decisions, be more proactive in games, and maybe make sort of more sensible selections when it comes to certain positions as well. Like, I don't really want to see Amrabat playing left back. Now, I know we've got a lot of injured left backs at the moment. That's a problem, so I feel for him on that one. But he doesn't have to select Rashford over people like Garnacho. He doesn't have to do that. Doesn't have to play Bruno out wide. He doesn't have to do that. So these sorts of things, you know, these are decisions that are ultimately going to fall down with Ten Hag and the players that he signed as well. But for every bad player that he signed, for instance, Andre Onana, there is a good player that he signed, i.e. Rasmus Hojlund. So we'll get onto that in a moment. We'll get onto that in a moment anyway. But Bruce, thank you for the super chat. He says, Onana is the new jittery Jim Leighton, for fuck's sake. Hey, fair play to you, lad. Well, I mean, look, take your pick, isn't it? In my opinion, there's a lot of goalkeepers you can compare him to that have been at United, certainly even in my lifetime, where you look at, like, post-Schmeichel. We struggled post-Schmeichel to find the right player took us to get Edwin van der Sar to fill that hole for a long time. But we went through many a goalkeeper sort of in between and after and stuff before we got David De Gea. And Tim Howard was good and solid, not bad, but not top tier either. Fabian Barthez, a very well-respected, well-renowned goalkeeper, but a bit erratic. Kind of reminds me a lot of Andre Onana. You know, people like Massimo Taibbi coming in and making fucking calamitous errors. Letitia fucking taking the pissier out of him in one of his first games and completely crumbling it. And, you know, stuff like that. There's been a lot of Roy Carroll, and there's been a lot of gas-tastic goalies that we've gone through over the years here at United. It's really hard to find a gem of a goalie. It is hard to find a gem of a goalie, and I'm not so sure if we've got the right guy. I'll just be honest. Based on how he's performed for Man United so far, early doors, I'm not sure if we've got the right guy. He looks like a bit of a melter. And we don't need a melter at United. We need somebody who's super solid as soon as they come in, basically, especially if they're a 27-year-old, £50 million goalie. They've got to be ready. They've got to be prepared to, you know, to not make mistakes. You can't make that many mistakes as a United player. And I think you're right, Lewis. So you see it with a lot of players coming to United. The shirt is weighing heavy on Onana. You're absolutely spot on there. I think you're absolutely bang right. Yeah, so he is a good goalkeeper, though. Let's give him a chance maybe to come back and do what he can do, see what he can do. But he is unfortunately making errors. Ten Hag, anyway, will back him. Ten Hag has obviously been talking as well, and he is a little bit concerned about the issue. With the issues he's got at the football club, but it does seem that the board and the owners and everybody at this moment in time at the football club are backing Erik Ten Hag. Are you Ten Hag in, guys, or Ten Hag out? I'm most definitely Ten Hag in. What happens if you get 0 points in your group? Piggy, say me, Assy, you just shut the F up, mate. You lost yesterday as well, lad. You're shite, man. You know, what's the point of Arsenal even being in the fucking Champions League, mate? It's not going to happen for you, is it? You gash, lad. You've never won the competition. Please don't talk to us about Champions League campaigns when you wankers have never even won a single tournament. Enough from you, say me, Assy, lad. Enough from you, bro. That's it, mate. Unfortunately for you, mate, you're going in the book, son. Yellow card for you, mate. Yellow card for you, Zamiasti. Enough of that, mate. Shut your chatter off. Stop it with the verbals, mate, or you'll be getting a second yellow, mate, and sending. Zamiasti, thank you for your super chat of nonsense there, bud. So a lot of people saying in, there's a few people saying out, but in my opinion, we've got to stick with the manager. I don't think we can really attest for those issues and errors that have happened in that game yesterday and blame it on Ten Hag. It's individuals making these crumble job errors yet again. He has made a couple of ropey decisions. I would have much rather have De Gea here still. But Ten Hag wants to play a certain way, and we've got to respect that and hope that he can build that team. Look, the Man United board trusted him with a lot of money, didn't they? They trusted him with a shitload of cash. So, you know, they obviously had that trust in him that he was doing a good job last season and would continue to do a good job more than likely. Let's have a little look at this. This is via Fabrizio Romano, who says that the message within Man United is clear. Erik Ten Hag has the support of the club, who believe he's the right man for the present and for the future of the project. This is the reason why they trusted him in the transfer window. So they did spend quite a bit of money last summer and this summer again, and they allowed him to sign his type of players that he wants. So let's just talk about Rasmus Hojlund for a second. Rasmus Hojlund, we spent 72 million quid on, right? 20-year-old, no Premier League experience. Myself and a lot of people thinking, well, there's obviously a lot of good options out there to go and sign instead. And in the end, we've signed somebody with not very much experience who's just a 20-year-old kid. 20-year-old kid. Oh, no, that's not good, is it? 20-year-old kid coming in with no Premier League experience. John, thanks for the super chat. He says, how the mighty have fell. It's fallen, mate. Fallen, lad. Thank you there, John. But you know what, though? I don't think we have to worry about Rasmus Hojlund. I don't think that narrative makes sense. I'll tell you why, because he's fucking mental. He's clearly awesome. He's clearly physically a beast. He's palming people off like they're not even there. He's a 20-year-old fucking tank of a man. He's quick as fuck. Look at that second goal that he scored. Look at that first goal that he scored. The speed and the movement to get across the defender there and get him behind for Rashford's pass. Unbelievable centre-forward play. And even the goal that was disallowed, that was a genius bit of play by him. Unfortunately, he was offside. He peeled back a little bit too late. But the actual quality of the play from Rasmus Hojlund, undeniably good. Now, that's a Ten Hag signing as well. We have to take the rough with the smooth. He's not got it right with all of his signings, definitely not. But Rasmus Hojlund, what a player we've got on our hands here, guys. What a player. He was the only sort of positive from the game last night, really. He is going to be a heck of a player for us. Yeah, Zane says Holy Land, impressive, to be fair. Exactly. Hojlund was unbelievable in that game. He was undeniable in terms of his work rate. I think if you look at I was watching him off the ball just as well as on it. And off the ball, he is working his socks off. He's all over the place. He's taking those little half percentage chances in the chance that maybe a defender makes an error or a teammate can get set up and find him. He's making the right movements all the time. His movement was great. His hold-up play was great. His goals that he scored, very, very deft and very good finishes. And he's unlucky not to have got a hat-trick, really. I thought Hojlund was absolutely formidable. And so that is a positive. I feel much more confident having seen a few games from him now that he's going to do a good job for us this season. Now, it's probably the wrong thing to put a lot of emphasis on him as the individual proper number 9 striker up there at 20 years of age. But I actually think he's good enough, you know. I actually do think he's good enough. I think he's going to be a fantastic player. As long as United can find him and give him the service that is needed, I think Hojlund's going to bag a heck of a lot of goals for us this season. Yeah, he looked like Rooney and Rude had a baby. Get in there, most done. That would be like some sort of, it almost looked like if Shrek and Donkey had a baby. You know what I mean? They gave it still. Bit of fucking ogre slash horsey vibes, mate, or donkey vibes. You know what I'm saying? They gave me Simp Lad. Yeah, good shout, Game and Simp Lad. It was a bit like that, like Rooney and Rude had a baby. He's got that physicality. He's got that ability to hold it up and create and get involved in the build-up, but also the killer movement and the killer finishing. 0793 says Rasmus looks a player. That header was harder to pull off than it looked. That dink over the goal in the turn in the offside goal, he'll be worth every penny. Spot on. So smash a 1 in the live chat if you are happy with Man United signing Rasmus Hojlund, because I am. I really am, based on what I've seen from him so far. Equally, I'm not happy with us signing Andre Onana, but like I say, got to take the rough with the smooth. I think Ten Hag signed us a beast there for the next 10, 12 years. Who knows how long. So lots of ones coming to the live chat. People happy with what they're seeing from Rasmus. Great signing, that one. Jess Young says 1 best signing. Yeah. Unbelievably good signing. Zane says Holy Land was like Ivan Drago. And who's Rocky and Mr. T? Zamiassi, lad, you just like to bring it back to movies every single time, don't you? Hey, yo, Adrian, I did it! Ain't nothing gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning's done. Who's Rocky and Mr. T? Rocky? Who's Rocky? I mean, listen, I don't know. I hope somebody like maybe Eric Ten Hag is Rocky, in the sense that he just takes an absolute beating and keeps coming back stronger, mate. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping this beating that he's taken at the start of this season so far is just going to make him stronger as a coach and galvanise his team and stick together better. In regards to Mr. T, hey, Mrs. Balboa, when you come round my apartment at 10 p.m. tonight, I'll show you all about a real man. I don't know about that, mate, to be fair. What do you predict for the game? Pain. I don't know really, mate. Mr. T, don't know, mate. Anyway, thank you, Sammy, actually, for getting in here with your absolute nonsense comment once again, mate. Appreciate it. Thanks for bringing it back to movies all the time, you absolute dry lunch of a man. Get in there. Thank you very much. Right, okay, so listen, let's have a look at some Hojlund stuff. Hojlund, stats, Hojlund, comments. This is what he said after the game. I like how he speaks as well. He said that it's a difficult time, but we have to stay together. It's the only way to get through. The second goal, that's my style, my mark. That's a Rasmus goal. That was a raw goal, wasn't it? Received on the halfway line and just bullet speed. Getting away, no chance for the defender. Gets him behind and then just a lovely lifted finish over the goal. It was an excellent bit of movement, speed, physicality displayed from the guy palming defenders off. They can't get near him. And he's lifted it over the keeper. I mean, he's a heck of a talent. He's only 20. He's only going to get better, isn't he, I think? And in terms of, like, obviously this was earlier on before the games tonight, so I'm not sure if this is still the case, but Rasmus Hojlund scored more goals than any other player in the Champions League so far this season. He's got 3, Jude Bellingham 2, Julian Alvarez 2. Obviously, Julian Alvarez did score 1 tonight, didn't he? But you know what I mean, Kylian Mbappe 2. Erling Haaland 1, you know, so obviously that may have changed now, but before the game he had scored the most goals in terms of the Champions League. So he's obviously up for it, isn't he? It's only 2 games in and he's got 3 goals. So pretty epic stuff. And just in regards to statistically in that game last night, very, very impressive stats also on him in general. So his game by numbers versus Galatasaray had 30 touches, 4 ground duels won, 3 out of 3 dribbles completed, 2 aerial duels run, 2 shots on target, 2 goals, 1 key pass. Exceptional performance really from Rasmus Hojlund. No, he was a brilliant performer for Man United last night. And, you know, it's quite interesting to think that last night as well, that Hojlund, he became basically the youngest player to score in his first 2 Champions League appearances since Erling Haaland achieved it while he was a Red Bull Salzburg player in 2019. So you think about his start that he's had to his Champions League campaign and what sort of a player he can be for us for the future, it bodes very well. It bodes very well. This guy looks like a real tank of a player, and I'm just so happy that we got him because I think he is going to turn out to be an absolute gem for us. So yeah, take the rough with the smooth, guys. I think Ten Hag has signed us a good player there in Rasmus Hojlund, and I hope that he's going to be a great player for us for years to come. Paul Scholes, talking about him after the game, says, Hojlund especially took his 2 goals brilliantly. I absolutely loved his second goal in particular. He gave the centre-half no chance with a clean pair of heels. He also had another goal disallowed, and I thought, wow, there's a bit of Ruud van Nistelrooy in there. He really excited me. And we all know that Paul Scholes knows ball. You know what I'm saying? We know Paul Scholes, he knows ball. And I agree with him. He was very exciting in that game. So hashtag Hojlund in the live chat. Let's hope that this guy is going to be a sensational player for us for years to come. He certainly looks like it. 20-year-old beast, mate. Only 20 years old, already a physical specimen, already fast as fuck, strong as fuck, and his movement and off the ball work rate, undeniable. For 40 was fantastic. Get in there, my son. So that's one of the only positives to take from the game, but it is a big positive. Let's just say that. So Ten Hag, though, it does seem like, he's going to be sort of up against it, trying to get the rest of the squad to perform to a decent standard. And apparently this is from Rob Dawson via ESPN. He says that Ten Hag has raised the issue of having the right body language when setbacks happen in games and is increasingly frustrated that his message isn't getting through to particular members of his squad. We do seem to see that a little bit. Players just sort of dropping their heads sometimes. The body language not very good. I mean, even in the build-up yesterday, we showed that clip from Rush Mano that Rush Mano was sent us while he was in the stadium beforehand of Rashford and the players warming up, and you could just see Rashford's body language wasn't really like somebody that was, we were talking about in the watch along build up. It wasn't really somebody that was looking super confident or like super raring to go. He kind of looked like he was a little bit laboured in even the warm up. And it's like the body language in general at the club, certainly when we concede goals, needs some improvement. We need to keep that determination about us and show more bollocks. Unfortunately, we just are a bit struggling in that regard at the moment, and we're a bit mentally fragile. So this is also from Rob Dawson via ESPN, who says that sources close to Ten Hag say he doesn't feel he can be as harsh in his criticism of the Man United players as he'd like to, because there are concerns about the mental fragility of the squad. And unfortunately, that's kind of like the modern era. That's the modern melter snowflake society that we're in, guys. You can't say boo to a goose anymore, guys, it seems, without them crying. And I think that's probably true. He probably wants to put his specialised, diamond-encrusted wooden clog on and kick them all up the arse. But unfortunately, I think he might get a bad response, kind of like what's happened with Jadon Sancho, Jadon Sancho. So there you go. Let's just hope that Man United can get back on track and that Ten Hag can get more out of this squad. It was a terrible game. Just on Galatasaray, while we're talking about this, what a bunch of shithouses. They're fans, guys, the Gala fans, bunch of fucking shithouses, aren't they? Obviously, they brought great support with them. They're very vocal, brought a lot of numbers with them and everything. But, ripping banners down, causing aggro, not fucking good look for Galatasaray fans, mate. Scumbags. That's right, I said it. Scumbags, Galatasaray fans, my son. So, very disappointed with them. But you know what? It's United, to a degree, asking for the problem as well. Let's get on to this. Man United asking for the problem in regards to that as well. Because what they were doing is inviting these Galatasaray fans into, the sections where they shouldn't be, really. Look, so this is from the 1958. They say that the club is rotten to the core. Last night was yet another low for every match-going supporter, jeopardising fan and employee safety to sell corporate tickets to Galatasaray fans, resulting in banners being torn down and violent scenes. So just any which way that they could make some extra money and sell tickets to anybody, even tickets that have basically been refused by season ticket holders or hospitality tickets who can be bought by anybody. They're just allowing these Galatasaray fans to enter whatever part of the stadium really that they bloody wanted to, and mix with the Man United season ticket holders or fans in other stands and causing aggro. That's not a very wise thing to do on a European night where there's a lot of competition going around the place. It's really not a very good thing to do. And they were ripping down banners and all sorts, and it's just a terrible, terrible thing. So I really do think that Man United got it all wrong there. Yeah, you can blame the Gala fans, and of course there's always going to be an element of whichever fan base, including United, which are going to be a bit toxic and create problems wherever they go. But look at this. This is what our club has become. Money over fan loyalty, money over fan safety, money over dignity, money over integrity, money over everything. Arnold Glazer and Man United, hang your heads in shame. Everything, just an illusion that comes out of this club. The fans know. Just go. Hashtag Glazers out. These guys are fucking making a mockery of this club. Selling tickets wherever they can get this money. It's an absolute disgrace, to be fair, and they caused a lot of these problems in regards to the problems in the stands and issues in the stadium. So tickets that were sold back to the club by fans in good faith, only for the club to tout them at hiked prices to corporate areas. No need to be a member or season ticket holder for hospitality. Anyone can buy them. A total disregard for fan and employee safety. And you may have seen a bunch of videos going around of a few little scuffles, a few banners being ripped down and things like that. And obviously they're asking for trouble. The Galatasaray fans have obviously had a bit of a mare here, haven't they? And they've ripped down certain banners and things like that. I mean, it's a disgrace. Ripping down signs. So if we have a look at this as well, I mean, I don't have a picture of it, but you can find it on social media. So they torn down the sign in Old Trafford that says there's nothing on earth like being a Red. They ripped that down. You know, it's a disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace, mate. So piss off, Galatasaray fans, but also Man United asking for it themselves, I think, in a lot of ways by selling tickets to these fans when they shouldn't necessarily do so. For instance, we have report from this lad, Stu Sharp, on Twitter that says that Man United 400-mile round trip to find the Upper East Stand with loads of Turkish fans with flares with tickets sold to them by Man United. As a season ticket holder, I find this disgraceful tactics by the club. I mean, what are they trying to do here? Just to make an extra bit of money, just because they know the Turkish travelling fans will pay top dollar for tickets. They don't care about the regard for the safety or the enjoyment of the game and the families or the supporters or the season ticket holders or the people that are actually going there week to week. They just want to make as much money and basically, like we've said, tout the tickets themselves. These aren't ticket touts that are selling this. This is Man United that are selling these for overinflated prices to anybody who wants them, with a blatant disregard for the safety and enjoyment of the United fans. What a bunch of shithouses. Hashtag Glazers out. Got it totally wrong. Asking for this trouble they have been. It's a disgrace. An absolute disgrace. So there you go. That's Man United's owners for you guys. Absolutely unbelievable. Anyway, I would like to take this moment to just say, go and support the 1958 in their Claim Back United campaign, the __1958 on Twitter. Check it out on social media. Go click the link for their website and go and sign up and get involved for planned protests and things like that. Organisation of ways to protest and try and convince these Glazer shithouses to go. It's an absolute joke what they've done to our football club. So there you go. Unbelievable, really. Unbelievable. Very much annoying. Very much annoying from our owners. Right, just a couple more things to get into, guys. Then we will get into the live chat for a bit of a Q&A and see what you legends are saying about anything we've discussed here. But I can't believe that, to be honest, that they're just selling tickets willy-nilly to Galatasaray fans and they're mixing them among the sort of general population of the United fans or in hospitality areas and things like that. Absolute joke, mate. So, just on Sancho very quickly, guys, from one joke to another. Just on Sancho, couple of reports coming out. Caught offside, reporting that exclusive apologise or leave. That's the choice for Jadon Sancho now. His potential return to Borussia Dortmund could hinge on one key issue. Yeah, nice one. Fabrizio Romano has basically said that in regards to the Jadon Sancho situation, it seems like him leaving Manchester United is being discussed internally in January. So I think we'll be seeing the back of Jadon Sancho very soon. He seems too proud to apologise. Not even going to talk too much about this, but just a couple of stories coming out about this and that United are trying to look to maybe move him on in Jan. Hopefully it happens and hopefully we can get rid of that absolute complete melter. Oh, goodness me. Also, let's talk about this for a second. Jurgen Klopp thinks that Tottenham and Liverpool should replay their game. Oh, my goodness. Oh, shit, buzzing wire. But did you hear that? To be fair, I would be really pissed off as well. Did you hear that VAR audio from the VAR room and just the debacle that it was? Obviously, they played it before the Man United game on BT Sport the other day. It was an absolute shambles, to be fair, of decision-making, and it just seemed like nobody knew what the fuck to do in that scenario. It was pathetic, actually. But it's pretty hilarious that Klopp says, I think the only outcome for Tottenham-Liverpool game should be a replay. It probably won't happen. I think it's so unprecedented it didn't happen before. Get in there, my son. Floppy, cloppy, jalopy wants a replay. I mean, listen, I don't think they can do that because it just opens up the floodgates for a lot of other issues to take place. Like, people will be wanting replays for all sorts of wrong decisions that get found out in the future. What they need to do is put better processes in place. Obviously, they got to take this one on the chin, the Scousers. They were stitched up, to be fair. Let's be honest, they were robbed in that game. They were. I mean, I hate to say it. It's quite ironic, the Scousers being robbed. It's usually the other way round, isn't it? But you know what I'm saying? They were robbed in that game, and you got to feel for them. You got to feel for them, guys. But at the same time, You know, you can't go replaying games and things like that. It's already happened now. Now we learn from it. Now we put things in place. It's like you can't expect England and Germany to replay that World Cup game where Frank Lampard's bloody goal was clearly over the line, you know, after the fact. It's like, it doesn't work like that. They need to put better practices and better processes in place to stop that from happening again. That's what they need to do. And they will do that, I'm sure. They probably already have done that. So there you go. So Liverpool, just eat your shit sandwich. Unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. There's always injustices in football, and that's just one of them. Long may it continue, says Red Olsen. Get in there. It's usually us getting robbed so Liverpool can know how it feels precisely, Andikos. So there you go, guys. I mean, I don't feel sorry for them, but they obviously were clearly on the receiving end of some very bad decision-making in the VAR room there, and just the referee on the actual pitch getting it all wrong and the miscommunication that took place. But it does need to be addressed, and hopefully that happening to them will make it better in terms of the process and practices that take place for everybody else now within the Premier League. Oh, says, yep, disgusting, and VAR needs to be get rid of because it's shit. Right, I would say the same as well, bud. So think about it. VAR is supposed to be there in order... It's supposed to be there in order for us to get the right decisions. And if it's just another case of, oh, it might or might not be the right decision, then there's no point having it. We might as well go back to the good old-fashioned days where play didn't get broken up and it's just on the officials on the actual match day there to make the decisions. I would prefer that, to be fair. VAR has been tested, and, okay, perhaps for things like goal line technology, it's definitely worth having. But in regards to some of the other big decisions like that, if they're only going to get it wrong, then there's no point actually having it. If it doesn't work and, you know, sometimes they get it wrong, what's the point of having it? You might as well go back to the old-fashioned way. What do you reckon, guys? Do you reckon keep or get rid of VAR? It does slow things down. It does cause just a different level of contentious issue. You know, it's always still somebody's decision end of the day. And often it's not even the right decision. So, I don't know. I'm going off the whole VAR thing. I think it's good in some ways if it gets it right, but it doesn't always get it right. It just doesn't always get it right. I preferred the way that games used to flow back in the day when there was no VAR, and when you scored a goal and it's been given and the offside flag's down, it was a goal. You know, that's what I liked about old football, whereas now it's like you score a goal and then they pull it back and they find some bullshit thing which you wouldn't have seen before in some bullshit slow motion or something, and they go, oh, no goal. It's just bad for the game. You want more goals, not less goals. VAR can be improved. Well, it needs to be, and it can be. I know it's pretty early in its sort of... carnation here. It's Gaming Simpsons. It's just a different kind of human error. Spot on. We're just taking the responsibility, I think, away from necessarily the sort of officials on the pitch on the day and giving it to somewhere else as well. Makeo says VAR should be scrapped altogether. Fix it, says Rajat. Keep it, says Wanda. You know, goal line technology definitely keeps. Scrap, says Duncan. Get rid. Football was better before VAR. It really was. It just genuinely was better before VAR, mate. You're spot on. Keep it, make better. Well, they certainly need to do that. It's made more mistakes than the refs used to before, yeah. Keep but be better. Spot on, spot on, spot on. Actually, VAR is good if handled properly. Well, if handled properly, but it's not half the time. That's the problem. It's still just, like Berber said, it's still just human error coming into it at some other point. And it just adds this extra level of verification on it, which doesn't even get you the right answer more often than not. I'm not actually playing EAFC tonight, Miss Killer Timothy. I am doing a gaming stream on my gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, but it's going to be a Forza Motorsport stream because the new launch of Forza Motorsport Early Access is out at midnight, and we're going to go in there raw and do some racing tonight. That's what we're doing tonight. So, yeah, there will be more EAFC streams to come, loads this week, but at the moment, tonight, we're just going to be doing some racing for the new game, Forza Motorsport, which is out at midnight. Come and join us on the gaming channel. Nice one. Right then, okay, so just to cover everything we've discussed in this video very, very quickly, I'll just check out what Rushmano sent me here as well. He sent me a couple of things live. So, just in regards to Anthony, he sent me this live during the show that Anthony's former girlfriend, Gabriella Cavallin, is due to speak to Greater Manchester Police on Thursday. Hopefully nothing too much comes out of that one. Ten Hag did say the other day that, you know, he'd spoke to the authorities and basically communicated with the authorities, and, you know, they didn't charge him or anything like that. So hopefully everything will be okay there. Chris Wheeler's reporting that sources insist that the season has not been written off with 3/4 of the campaign to go and 4 trophies to play for. I mean, that's fair, isn't it? We do have obviously still a lot of stuff to do. I don't know if we're really going to win anything this season, but, you know, we can always win a trophy, I suppose. I think the league's already got a bit far away from us. Basically just playing for top 4 now, aren't we? The Cinnamon, how you doing, says VAR, the Glazers and vegan sausages belong in the bin. Get in there, Sting Games. I couldn't agree more, bud. Vegan sausages, sort of like a bit of an irony, that, isn't it? Will there be a pedal cam? Don't know yet, actually, mate. Possibly. Gran Turismo. No, we're playing Forza Motorsport, mate. Forza Motorsport is out tonight. We're playing that at midnight. If anybody's got it on PC or Xbox, got the early access, come and join us. If not, then it's actually available on Game Pass in 5 days' time on the 10th. So you can all just play if you've got Game Pass with us then as well. But anyway, so I'm just going to do a rundown of what we discussed very quickly. Then we're going to get into the live chat for a little bit of a Q&A. So Ten Hag's position at the moment is secure, it seems. Man United's board backing him right now. And it doesn't seem like anybody's really thinking about sacking him off or anything. I actually don't blame Erik Ten Hag for a lot of our recent errors. Yeah, he's made some errors in judgment, maybe getting rid of De Gea, signing Onana, and sticking with a couple of underperforming players in his team, such as players like Rashford, for instance. But overall, I don't really see how he can be the one that's largely responsible for a lot of these individual errors that are taking place out on the pitch. They're just fucking crumble jobbing it, aren't they? We need a better mentality to get back into these games as well. Also, Ten Hag has raised the issue about the players having bad body language, so we definitely have some things to work on. There's concerns for the mental fragility of these players as well. Fabrizio has said that Ten Hag still has the support of the squad, the owners, the board, etc. though. And Ten Hag's also said that he will back Andre Onana, to the hilt, basically. He says that he's a great goalkeeper and they've got to stick with him and stick together. So that's what he said. Hojlund obviously putting in a fantastic performance, great stats, 3 goals in the Champions League for him already this season, scored in his first 2 Champions League games, which is absolutely sensational. Great stats from him in the game as well. He was a shining light in an otherwise dark and dreary performance by Manchester United yesterday, really. Also, 1958 reporting, as I say, that a lot of these tickets are sold to Galatasaray fans in not good areas in the ground, or like hospitality tickets, etc., asking for trouble. Galatasaray fans tearing down signs within the stadium, etc. Absolute shit show. That's pretty much the latest sort of news and goings on at Manchester United. Now I'm going to get into the live chat and have a chat with you legends for a bit. Do us a favour though, click the link at the top of the chat, give us a repost. It helps the show out if you do that on Twitter. We are over on Twitter at Flying Pig United. The link is pinned to the top. You can click that link and give it a retweet. I'm just going to shout out everyone that's done so. Thank you very much there for subscribing to the channel, a pimp named 2K. I appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing. Guyam Legend, thanks for the repost on Twitter there, my lad. I do appreciate that. We've had 17 reposts. Thank you so much to everyone who's done that. Let me shout you all out. Aaron Homeyard, Sanjay Ramatar, Tommy Boyle, Stephen Braun, Uncaged Squid, Kieran, Jarvis Cocker, Raj, Vincent Bullock, Paul Nangle, Robbie Growler, Big Flap Stam, Phil Mabbott, Anna Lentry, also Boomy. Thank you so much, Boomy, for getting in here, and everybody else who's reposted the show there. That's much appreciated, lads and lasses. Thank you so much for reposting the show. It does help us out. Okay, we're going to get into the chat for a few minutes now, everyone. Do us a massive favour. Smash that like button on it. Let's see if we can get 300 likes on this stream. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're creeping up there in subscribers. Please do subscribe if you guys are new to the show. As I say, we are going to be doing a Forza Motorsport stream over on the gaming channel shortly, so make sure you come and join us for that. Forza early access stream here, and I'll put it in the chat there and pin it to the top. If you want to do us a favour at the end of the stream, go over there, set a reminder and smash a like on it. That would be amazing. It drops at midnight, but we're going on about 20 minutes before. Anna Lentry. Oh shit, yeah, I didn't get Jay Fader. There's some dodgy individual making dodgy names on there. That's quite a good one. That's quite creative though, actually. Anna Lentry. Now you've put it. That is what I said, yeah. That is quite a creative one. Somebody called Phil Mabbott as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's definitely some joker out there. Right, 246 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hey, what's going on there? Chocolate says Arnold and Murtaugh and Glazers are scum, but let's not kid ourselves. Ten Hag's not doing his job. Well, I don't know. I mean, how can he really make the errors from the players yesterday? Come on. Come on. We should have won that game, mate. Like, again, it's another one of those ones where, okay, yes, fair enough. He will come in for scrutiny, but we did enough at the right times to be able to win the game. We just made errors, which undid the good work we did getting in there, winning positions, etc., and making silly individual errors. Also, VAR requires smaller stadiums to have to adapt, like with Luton, so small clubs with low funds may perform well and get promoted, but then not have enough funds to adapt the Prem VAR rules. Interesting, yeah, that's it. It's not something that can be used throughout the whole football pyramid anyway, is it? I have forgotten the giveaway, King Boomy again, mate. Thank you so much for letting us know. I've melted. Yeah, I've melted that Rajat. Sorry, bro. I've had a bit going on, lad. But I've got everybody's names written down. We'll definitely do it. And we'll definitely do that. Don't worry about it, by the way. By the way, guys, I'm going to have to be careful with what I say. Not for that reason, but for... So the last couple of videos I've done have been flagged by YouTube. I don't know if you've seen this. When you click on them, you basically have to, like, click on something that says you agree to viewer discretion, that this is a fucking adult video or something. It turns out I swear too much, guys. I've got vulgar language, and YouTube don't like that. They take my monetization away from me. So, I mean, they haven't done yet, but they have sent me a couple of dodgy emails about my videos being done for vulgar language and stuff. I mean, those United games too, they really do bring the worst out of me, guys, I have to say. Listen, I'm going to have to be careful with what I say now, because it does seem like YouTube's like stamping down on language, and I do say some questionable things at times, don't I? So I'm going to try and not swear so much, guys. That's what I'm going to try and do. Because it is important, obviously, for this channel to retain monetization, of course, because this is what I do for a job. And if I didn't have monetization, I'd basically be screwed. So I've got to be very careful. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to try and filter myself a little bit, which is gash, isn't it? Yeah, J-Fader just switched it to over 18s. Yeah, but the thing is, though, so what happens is that the video is still available to watch if you're over 18, but the majority of people who watch the videos are not signed in and stuff like that. So, you know, some people... It's like 50% of people who watch the videos are subscribed and 50% of them are not signed in or something like that. I have to look at the stats again. But there's a hefty proportion of people who watch the vids that are not signed into YouTube. They're watching on console, or they're watching on this device, that device, whatever. Or they haven't done the age verification thing. And so it only gets put in front of certain people. So it's actually a bit of a problem. Of course, I'm going to stay authentic, but I'm just going to try and not swear every other word. You know what I mean? Like I did in that one. Of course, I'm going to stay authentic. Look, when these games get me going, it is hard to keep a lid on the language, guys. It just comes out. You know what I mean? Listen to me. I've just spoken here for an hour and 6 minutes. I've only dropped a couple of F-bombs. You know, I'm what they call in the industry a verbose individual. I've got a rather large vernacular. You know what I'm saying? I've got a considerable... I'm melting here now. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? I've got a considerable array, an arsenal of linguistic availability to me. You know what I'm saying, right? I can say these things that involve no swear words, and I do for most of the videos. But sometimes when I'm watching United, a lexicon, that's the word I was looking for there, my friend, a vocabulary, a lexicon, exactly. So these are the things that I was trying to say without being able to do so, because I was tripping over my words, ironically. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Got to be careful these days. Got to be careful. Yeah, passion get through, exactly, Rashad. So got to be a little bit more careful. Just say gosh instead. You are very eloquent, says Wanda. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Considerable arse anal. Need to set up a dark tube. Oh goodness. Awesome, says Michelle. McGuire said the same, says Ren Olsen. Yeah. Hey, big up Jarvis says we have the same monetization problems, but Mick Ruby found the solution. Turn off monetization for 10 seconds right after you end the stream, then turn it back on again, says Jarvis Cocker. Well, that sounds interesting, Jarvis. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's the case of the videos getting flagged basically for the language in it, and these are uploads basically, so not necessarily streams, but like uploads, like the rant video that I uploaded yesterday. I got an email about it a couple of hours after being live, just basically saying that it's been done for vulgar language, and you know they're not going to be monetizing it, and also it's only going to be shown to people who are over 18 or signed in. So you know, but I'll have a play around with it, my friend. Thanks for the tip. Been grinding hard to help our Pro Clubs team. I'll get in there, my son. That's bloody awesome, Smoky Sniper. Love it, lad. Need the farmers to get over the stress. You can't swear start your video. They got a time limit. Yeah, that's true, Alex. But I didn't know, did I? I don't think I swore right at the start. It's throughout the stream. It's like extreme swearing. In all fairness, when it's a compilation of me editing all the incidents where we're conceding goals together, there's a lot of swearing, and so I think they just done me on that. I don't know. Well, that's crazy there, Mikhail Kramer. Fair play to you, lad. Yeah, no, I know, Derek. I've got to remain authentic, but I'm just going to try. I'm just saying I'm going to try and just wind it in a little bit. Caleb Worku, get in there, my son. Switch to Twitch if they're not careful. Well, okay, maybe. It's a bot checking the vid. Yeah, exactly, Scott. Tommy says 2 points pressure getting to Onana, having a ripple effect on back four. Give him a break to get his Swede right. That's exactly what I say as well. I'm spot on agree with you, Tommy. Give him maybe a chance to bend. Yeah, maybe that's true. Chocolate salty balls, maybe, lad. Perhaps. Indeed, Ulster. Keep swearing and carry on, says Stephanie. First 3 minutes. Well, in that case, I'm screwed on every vid, lad. Have you seen these mythical standards Eric Ten Hag Lasso keeps talking about, asking for a friend on FIFA? Cheers. Ivo, well, I mean, I have to a degree, yeah, like dropping certain players who are not training well and, you know, get rid of egos, and he's trying to change the standards and the professionalism at United. It takes time, obviously. People who report there's a bunch of snowflakes, yeah, well, that's true. I think it's a bot doing it as well, though. United's now become a new swear word. Maybe Rajat, we'll see. I mean, obviously, I've got a great audience, a great community on here. If we went over there, it just wouldn't be the same. Consider streaming to another platform. Well, maybe Red Knight, but again, we just don't have the people over there. I mean, what I would say to everybody is please do click the links in the description of this video and give us a follow on Instagram. Also, Kick is in the link in the description. Twitch in the link in the description. Everywhere, give us a link in the description just in case you wake up one day and this has been sacked off. You know what I mean? You never know. I mean, it's getting, the society's getting very snowflakey these days. I'm just saying, give us a follow anywhere you can just in case. All the links are in the description of this video. Zane says the wokists will cancel swearing, aided by Labour when they get in. Traditional left is gone, replaced by middle-class wokists, says Zane Ashley. Why do you have to go there, mate? Why do you always have to make it political, lad? You know what I'm saying? That doesn't help, mate. That doesn't help me and my stream, does it? Now I'm talking about going in the bloody rabbit holes, talking about bloody politics and shit. Gonna get flagged up on that now, mate. Do you know what I mean? Thanks very much, Zane. Steady on now, my son. But no, fair one. Thank you very much for your comment, though, but I'm not going to even talk about that too much, lad. Rumble. I don't have a Rumble, actually. I should probably get one. I know, well, Professor. It's a disgrace and a nonsense. Yeah, set up gas tube. Okay, nice one, Duke of Rodtown. See you on the Forza stream, lad. Appreciate you, dude. Super exactly. There, Ivo Bosic. That's a fair one. Who would you want to replace Sancho with, Pig? King Boomy. Well, if we could sign somebody to replace him, it's a good question, really. I don't know. I mean, I do like that Chiesa link that we've got. Chiesa seems a good option. Yeah, hey, John Blatchford, not too much, mate. It's all good, lads. On your political bike, absolutely. Government bringing out new rules as well, trying to cancel freedom of speech. Yeah, well, there you go, Tommy Boy, lad. It's a bit dodgy, isn't it? It's a bit dodgy, mate. Anyway, guys, I'm going to have to basically wrap this stream up, right? Also, follow me on TikTok as well. Yeah, I could go live on TikTok. I might even have a look at going live on TikTok tonight or tomorrow because I've got 1,000 followers on there now, so I can actually go live. Right, everyone. So, guys, check out this link here. Forza Motorsport stream. There's a new game dropping at midnight. We're going on there in 6 minutes or so, and we're going to play the game for a few hours and see what it's all about. Thank you, Travadinho. It's a great show. Thank you very much, Travadinho. Get in there, my son. Thank you, everybody, for watching this stream. You're a bunch of legends. Also, if you want to get involved and support the channel, then you can support the channel. The best way by doing it is by supporting us on Patreon, patreon.com/FlyingPigUnited. Links in the description for that as well. No pressure. Everybody, I just appreciate you being here and watching, honestly. But if you do want to support the channel, then Patreon can be a way to do it. Thank you so much, everyone who is a patron. And you do get yourself in the post-match video members outro as well. All Sausage Soldiers and above, which is tier 3 members on YouTube and above, appear in the outro. And all Patreons appear in the outro as well. And that's updated very regularly these days. Shout out to Mass for helping me with all the graphics and outros and updates and things like that. Guy's an absolute legend. So that's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Come and join us, G-Wolf. It's Forza Motorsport, lad. Forza Motorsport. New launch tonight at midnight, lad. Early access stream right there. Get in there, my son. It's on Xbox Game Pass, but you do need to add an upgrade thing to play it 5 days early because it's actually only coming available on Game Pass on the 10th. But I've got the early access thing for it, so we're going to be playing it tonight. Guys, thank you so much. You can play PC and Xbox. Yeah, I'm playing it on PC, G-Wolf, tonight, lad. Sing Games has downloaded it as well. He's got it. But anyway, guys, right, see you in a bit. Thank you so much for joining us. Like, subscribe, comment. Nearly at 300 likes. Come back, have your say on anything we've discussed. Ten Hag, Galatasaray, Hojlund, you know, the situation, everything. Let us know. Thank you, Showcat Khan. I appreciate you, bud. Thank you, everyone. DJ Superfly Guy, everyone as well. So come over there, guys. We're going to start that stream very, very shortly. And we'll be getting in and playing some racing, guys. Motorsport, Forza Motorsport. If you've got the game, early access on it at midnight, come and join us. If not, then we'll just we'll be hanging out and having a bit of a laugh. See you later. Thank you, Blue3 and everyone else. Go over to this link, smash the like on it. Even if you don't want to watch it or it's not for you, just do us a favour and go smash a like on it and subscribe to the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming. We're on there doing all the FIFA streams, or EAFC, whatever you want to call it. Luan France, much love. Thank you, Luan. Kate Cadet as well. All the mods, all the members. Thanks for watching the show. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, and all those places at Flying Pig United. Check out the website, flyingpigunited.com. Check out the gaming channel, Flying Pig Gaming, at this link here. Go and subscribe. Go and smash a like on that stream, and I'll see you in about 3 minutes or so. Get in there, my son. Take it easy. Remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much.